It's been 2 days now since Montana became the first state in the nation to ban the popular social media app TikTok. And tonight, lawsuits are already pouring in. Starting in January, anyone who lives in that state, we're told, will not be able to use the app. The governor signing a bill into law citing, quote, cybersecurity concerns. Of course, many argue this infringes on freedom of speech and that the state doesn't have the authority over matters like this. The state threatening, though, to fine TikTok thousands of dollars for each violation and telling app stores not to offer it. A lot of eyebrows raised over this, though.
There's a lot of ideas out there for, specific steps that can be taken to enforce this. And then there's equally as many ways as how those different ideas can break down in terms of how you can enforce it. So, you can go after the source, the distributor of the app itself. So, the iOS app store, the Android app store. Those really aren't configured today to be able to, block content or block downloads based off the states. There's, of course, the issue of, well, you can just go across the border, download it, and come back. So there's a lot of holes in this.
So there are technical problems with enforcing it. What about the legal side? Joining us live right now is attorney and constitutional expert Paul Cambria. Appreciate you coming in. Before we talk about, bigger picture here, because I think there are questions about could this happen here? Could it happen federally? In terms of what Montana's doing, unconstitutional, not allowed?
Oh, I think this is dead on arrival. I mean, first of all, national security is the federal government's responsibility. It's not the states. Can you imagine if each of the 50 states made a decision about national security, how chaotic that would be? I mean, that's that part, and that's before you even get to the First Amendment. When you get to the First Amendment, it starts off with it's a content-based, it's a prior restraint. I mean, it's everything you can think of. It violates the First Amendment here. It's crazy.
I can tell you'd love to be the attorney on this case.
I wouldn't mind doing that. This would be easy.
This would be a fun one. Bigger picture, though, there are calls from people, lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill saying we should do this nationally. That would be a national security issue. You're saying that's a federal issue, but what about the First Amendment nationally?
Yeah, the First Amendment applies to the federal government, of course. And so the same issues would be involved. It's content-based, which means there's a message that the government says is not good and the public shouldn't be exposed to it. Well, the government doesn't get to choose what we hear. And if it's not illegal on its face, which it isn't, then that can't happen. The prior restraint is, here it is, legal speech, and they're shutting it off from all these various people who use it for information and so on every day. Those are cardinal violations of the First Amendment.
So then, if the federal government looks at this and says, TikTok is something we're worried that the, communist Chinese government is using it to spy on us, if there are real concerns, are there things the federal government can do absent just banning TikTok?
Well, they couldn't just ban TikTok unless it violated one of the various, parts of the First Amendment, which it apparently does not. They could monitor it, of course, and if it turned out that it was like an espionage thing after they monitored it, well, they could do something about that. But just to ban the speech overall and say it's bad, that the First Amendment would never tolerate.
And I've only got about 30 seconds left, but we were talking about some of the recent decisions from the Supreme Court. I mean, we got this TikTok and Facebook ruling yesterday, which was unanimous looking at social media companies.
Yep. Yeah, we do. And we have, the Twitter decision. Again, these are written by Thomas, which is interesting. You have the gun one, and now he's into these. The government says, here the Supreme Court said, you can't hold Twitter responsible for ISIS attacks and so on. There's not enough of a connection. Very provocative, interesting decisions by the Supreme Court.
It's going to be fun to watch the TikTok lawsuits happen first in Montana, and then we'll see if Congress tries to take steps. Paul Cambria is a two on your side legal analyst and attorney here in Buffalo and California. You get out to the West Coast.
I admitted there too, yeah.
Paul, thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
Yeah.